Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another wonderful night of Champions League. I am your wonderful host, Uncle Zan, and I am joined by a very special guest today in Monkey Shines. How are you, my friend?
Doing fantastic. Could not be more excited for this opportunity. A great evening of Champions League action. A triple header, back to back to back. And my goodness gracious, what a way to kick things off. You have a new look. Nameless Esports taking on Thunderbolts, sitting out there number 4 overall at 5-2. Nameless looking to get some, I guess, mid-season magic. I know they got their eyeballs on the playoffs, and I'm wondering if this roster can get them where they want to go.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely very interesting to see what these two players are, these two teams are bringing to the pitch here tonight. So we will go ahead and take a look at our rosters here tonight. We've got Nameless Esports versus Thunderbolts. Nameless rostering Ufen, Nishi, and Midnight. It looks like Midnight, a bit of a new addition to the roster at 142. So we'll have to see what Midnight can do coming out here and showing their worth on the pitch 100% of the time. Might be a very splendid surprise, but talking about Thunderbolts, we've got Daniel 252, one of our star players who's had a bit of a rough week last week. They definitely didn't come out onto the pitch as commanding and confidently as I think we expected them to be. Ivy at 240, everyone's real favorite player on the Thunderbolts, and Cut at 195 is usually who they're bringing on. We'll have to see if Zaka is actually able to, maybe peek his head out as the substitute, but I'm not sure who they'd be, replacing there with Zaka. So it would be an interesting spot to see them in.
Definitely going to be an interesting spot to see them in. And I got to give all the credit in the world out there to Shadow Dweller, identifying talent out there on the Wholesome League roster. And you will see, ladies and gentlemen, the new addition to the Nameless Esports roster. Well, one of them, big pardon, in Nishi. Of course, Midnight looking forward to see what they have in their back pocket. But Nishi, a multiple time Edit Tim featuree. So excited to see what he is able to provide. Many a highlight reel. And then, of course, Midnight playing quite possibly a role position, but people often hear that and think, "Oh God, role player, they have to be so terrible." Absolutely not. At the end of the day, the question is, do you want the win? And right now, Nameless needs as many as they can get. And I think coming into this one, a lot of people are looking at Thunderbolts to maybe win running away. All the pressure right now, I think, is on the Bolts to do what they're supposed to do. Nameless, they're going to be scratching, they're going to be clawing. Nishi, Ufan, I mean, they have chemistry. Midnight, there's a lot here. I'm just really, really excited about this roster. Could not stay away from this game.
Yeah, absolutely terrified to see what happens when Nameless goes ahead and hits this power team in Thunderbolts. But like I said, Thunderbolts last week had a little bit of a struggle in their series and wasn't able to convert that into a win for themselves. Even though I think they were the clear favorites there that night, and then definitely dropping that one gives us some questions as to what they will bring out here onto the pitch. As for that, though, we will take a look at the match history of what's happened this week so far. We did have Hydra versus Spacebound Cowboys, 3-2 in their series. Hydra taking that one, and Reapers versus Galactic. Reapers again taking that one as well. Metal Turtles versus Most Hated, 3-2. A very close fought game going all the way to Game 5, but Metal Turtles coming out on top. And Lag Esports versus Phoenix. Phoenix taking that one 3-1. Any surprising matches up there for you, Monkey, or anything that you're excited to see this week?
Well, I'll tell you, I saw that Hydra SBC game. Absolutely delightful. Great casting there as well. Just an overall fantastic presentation. SBC, I mean, a tremendous roster, of course, but Hydra loving what I saw from them. As far as anything shocking thus far, I don't know that we're seeing it just yet. Most hated come on, or beg pardon, not come down on top over Metal Turtles. Metal Turtles, I think that's a great victory for them. Overall, in this one, I think there's so much intrigue behind this one specifically as well. But overall, I mean, always like to see the Reapers out there. Always like to see what Shadow has in store for us on any given week. Curious about as well that Team Bloom Lotus matchup. Maybe some upset potential out there as well. Twisted Isolation duality as well stands out. I think there's a lot of potential here. Again, getting towards this portion of the season, I know some folks are on the outside looking in, but there still is hope. There still is potential. I'm excited to see what all of these teams have in store. But honestly, my friend, if you said, looking at all these, which one do you want to be here and cast? I'm here.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see a lot of these teams go at it as we get closer and closer to playoffs. Every single one of these matches matters just a little bit more. But we are going to get our players out onto the pitch here as we get ready for our match today. Nameless versus Thunderbolts, two monstrous teams that we have not seen go at it in quite a while, but have been well awaited here, Monkey.
Mm. So it looks like we may very well
Oh,
have an introduction the of the sub for Nameless. Let's see, we've got Alicia out there on the pitch. Everybody jumping after it. We've got seriously, right now it's a situation of, do you want to go? No, no. It's a veritable Canadian revolving door, ladies and gentlemen. I know you can't see it, but everybody, they understand how big this matchup is. They are ready to go, and maybe a little bit of a false start, throw the flag, 5-yard penalty. Again, Zan, just really testament. I know that both these teams chomping at the bit.
I know they're all chomping at the bit to get ready to go, but it's definitely a hard situation to get everybody out and ready on the field. I'm not sure what's going on specifically, but I'm not sure what's going on. It does look like they're saying change blue team name. No, just play, please.
It's a pretty rough
Pretty.
ping for Alicia right now in 352 as well. Just popping into the red and staying there, unfortunately.
I'm not sure what we're doing here, but I thought we were going ahead and getting ready to play the match, but I guess we'll go
This
ahead and
is
get the match reset. My apologies. They're not liking the fact that we're on blue team, Nameless not having the name, which is a little bit ironic there, I think.
this is Champions League. Is what it is a little bit ironic. So again, just a little bit of tension, a little bit of suspense. Every good story needs a little bit of tension and suspense. Most certainly we are having that because people want to see the Thunderbolts. Can they go out there? Can they win the game that they are supposed to win? Can Nameless make a statement here with their new look roster? I get it. I get it. They are ready to go. And ladies and gentlemen, hey, appreciate each and every one of you stopping on in for the evening. We've got action all evening long, kicking off with a fine, I mean, I would say appetizer to the evening, but we're already getting what feels like a main course.
Yeah, it's humanizing moments, I think, is what you would say normally there.
Yes.
It's definitely a situation that we never want to find ourselves in, but it is a situation we find ourselves in now. We will have remade the lobby, so we will go ahead and get everybody in there real quick and load it up. Add a to the user pass. Just have you add an one to the user in the pass there. Get everybody in and ready to go. But yeah, definitely a very interesting match here. Nameless is going to have to try very hard against the Thunderbolts to kind of put this one back in their bag. Thunderbolts, one of those teams that has come out on the pitch on a couple of different occasions and really looked very confident, very dominant, very excited to sort of play their game overall, and not let anybody bully them away from that sort of strategy that they've sort of built up, letting Daniel now kind of play that front man, which I think is a great option. He's a great mechanical player, and definitely going to be good for finishing things off here as we get our teams in.
So, all of that being said, we try this one more time. Indeed, hashtag humanizing moments. I always think it's good to have these situations every once in a while. Let us all know that we do in fact make mistakes. We are in fact human beings. I think there's humility in that one, and talk about humility. Right now, we again do see pings popping up there. Alacia in the red, a fair bit Nishi as well, an EU individual. So right now, ping I think on the side of Thunderbolts, and as I say that, we've got 4-4 popped off. The server's being kind of rough here in the early going, ladies and gentlemen, but the game, it is underway. So the new look Nameless Esports roster with El Jefe oofing out there in chat midnight, ultimately trying to get some good graces there early on, but again, oh so excited am I to see what Nishi provides. There's your demo. Daniel's trying to pop that one in, courtesy of the bully ball. Not going to happen as Nishi looking to send it away, but not given enough time here in the early going. Does collect the 100. And now Nishi chase after, pop back by Ivy. We're 30 seconds in, ladies and gentlemen, and the pressure being put on right now by the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, man, Thunderbolts is already coming out here and putting shots on net, cutting that one straight off and putting it right in the back of the net there, and gets them a first blood here at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Exactly what you need to see out of Thunderbolts, coming out here confidently, demandingly playing their own game of Rocket League, exactly like I was saying in the pre-show there.
And hey, it is a teammates kind of game, right? You've got whether twos or threes. In this case, is three. Cut didn't mean that. Says by all means, I'll handle business myself. If you're looking for the full team play, opportunity Midnight able to get the send cut as well to save off the backboard, taking that time, being patient, and I mean, gosh, what a way to start things off. Of course, we are just a minute into the series, ladies and gentlemen. Nudge over into the corner is Cut looking for one more bunch-up moment for Nameless. And to be fair, I mean, you can only really get so much chemistry out of, like, six-mans, all that practice, everything like that. Like, this is where it matters. This is where it actually shows up on your record. So maybe a little bit of nerves in the early going, but it is Midnight. It is the lowest rank. Nameless that cracks the goose egg for him. 3:41 left to go in our game number 1.
I mean, yeah, that's just an example of Midnight being exactly where Midnight needs to be, finding themselves a nice little goal in the process, and you know, it just looked a little bit like Thunderbolts, nobody home there, as nobody was really expecting Midnight to jump for that. It's kind of, I think that's one of those things that you kind of have to expect when you're playing defense against a team like Nameless. They're scrappy, you know, they're way more likely to go ahead and cut somebody off for a goal and maybe make that work. But Nishi now trying to show off some mechanics. Ivy batting that one back down the field. And again, this is just a game of ping pong, but Ivy's just playing it a little bit better.
Loving that little delay we see, and unfortunately Nishi just tee up that little kick off the side. All that is necessary, lays out, ultimately grabbing the sacrifice. 2-1, 3:17 left to go in game number 1, and really appreciating right now what Midnight is showing here in the early going full send, and you put it so perfectly. This is a team that when I look at them, I certainly think defense first. But hey, it's cliche for a reason. You can't win if you can't score. Offense wins games. Defense, however, wins championships. And Nameless are going to put themselves in position to do just that. Just under 3 minutes in this one. The reset sent high courtesy of Cut falling up. Now Daniel, this one over to the wall. And I don't know if you're aware, but apparently there's a little bit of back and forth between Alicia and Daniel around these parts.
Oh, is there? I actually was not aware of that. I have been playing with Daniel quite a bit in the six-mans here on the server, if you're interested in getting in that. Just like Ivy was, you know, showing off some of those skills that Ivy's gotten from the six-mans here, improving in the server. You can go ahead and !Discord, get in the server, join up on the six-mans. It's a great place to learn and improve, as all of these players do. But Daniel, again, like I said, one of those players that I've been playing a lot with in six-mans and has shown time and time again that he is very, very good for his Sal. I mean, a great pickup mechanically, positionally. He kind of is always where he needs to be. You don't find him out of position a whole lot, and so it's interesting to see what happens when he goes up against another one of those titans like Alicia here. Alicia, again, one of those you know, community members from, I believe, your league over in Wholesome League as well, that gets to kind of come out there and experience a lot of different ranks. So it does definitely help out when you play these higher ranks, these lower ranks, everyone in between. It gives you a very well balanced breakfast.
That's one thing that we've noticed. I mean, in Wholesome League, it gives you the opportunity to go into those high-low rank lobbies like you see out here in Champions League. And a lot of these individuals, they have played each other in kind of a six-man's situation. And indeed, it is bully ball FTW one more time for the Thunderbolts. They do strike. And unfortunately, that was stolen away. If you are a Nameless fan, it is the demo and the bump. Absolutely savage, I suppose. That would be brutal in this day and age. But buck 33 left to go. It is 3-1 in favor of Thunderbolts.
I mean, my goodness, Ivy, coming out there and really just getting aggressive, going for the back line and taking out a key player there, making it very easy for Cut to go in and secure themselves another one, widening this goal margin to 2 goals. It's, you know, not a Herculean feat quite yet. Definitely still very reasonable, but it's definitely going to be time to turn on the afterburners here for Nameless as Alicia, my bad, flicks over one and secures one, top bins.
and it was a soft flick too. I mean, sometimes you do love having a little pop to it, but it was just a soft touch up and over, bringing us within one. Buck09 left to go, and Elation individual does love those 1v1 moments. Appropriately so, got the RLCS EU 1v1 open event. If you did not see, ladies and gentlemen, my goodness gracious, over 11,000 participants in that one. The brackets, I don't believe out just yet. I would have to double check, but indeed, folks, we are south of a minute here. Nameless, again, would absolutely adore this victory. Some would call it absolutely critical. I think it is. It's really mandatory in this one to get a victory here. If you are Nameless, if you're looking to continue on those postseason lives, because I mean, if you lose here, I mean, you have absolutely no margin for error. I think one could argue that they're already at that point.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very uphill battle, and we did establish this very early in the pre-show. One of those going right off the top bins there, but Midnight, the low rank, there to save them away. And Nishi threading the needle right around Daniel there. It looks like Daniel went for the pre-flip, but just wasn't able to quite get there.
I need to have a look at the pitch because I am seeing dimes, and Daniel lays out for it, but it is Nishi. And hey, you know, say what you will, Shadow, recently departing from this team, but a tremendous defensive player, Nishi. That and more, a true plug-and-play individual is Nishi. Pop this one high, looking to come across mid, keeps the boost going. They're looking at the reset, 10 in tank, and now looking for the serve back. Ivy, however, is there. Maybe looking for a rush up cut, actually stays very far back. 2v1 moment, but the swat there by Midnight will deny. We take ever closer towards zeros. This from on high. Elation not going to be able to follow it. Set back Nishi could follow, but FTC, folks, for the content, and Terra Firma saving the bank in the Thunderbolts.
Yep.
However, it is the rule. Elation not going to be able to put that one in for the time being. Elation set back down. The set away there is Nishi looking to kick this one back. The entirety of Thunderbolts are there. Cuts the pop away. Nishi might be able to follow on this one. But my goodness gracious, there have been some moments here in the early goings and here in overtime. I mean, Thunderbolts, they got to be possibly losing some enamel.
That was some Olympic level defense that I just saw come out from Thunderbolts there. Both players back, but Daniel there playing the high, and the other defender there playing the low. Perfectly done, and finds the demo on the way through. Daniel definitely trying to put his team on the back and make this happen here. Wants the first goal, and the only goal that really matters here, golden goal opportunity. First one that matters is the one that's scored. Daniel now throwing it down to Ivy, and Ivy with a beautiful redirect finds it in the back of the net.
Now, one thing that Thunderbolts have been able to do expertly so, we saw that goal a little bit earlier on, courtesy of the bump and clear out. We see it here yet again a couple times here in Thunderbolts. They had that opportunity, of course, that one coming up successful. And I will say, Zan, all credit to Nameless in that one. We were talking about a game number one that was 3-1 in favor of Thunderbolts, able to come back, bring it to OT, but it is neither grenade nor horseshoes out there close. Does not account for very much. And Ivy is well out there. Look at this. The 6 shots continuing to pepper the defense, although it goes both ways. And at the end of the day, I mean, say what you will about stats. This is a stat sheet indicative of a game that went to overtime. However, it's a best of 5. Game 1 only does so much.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've said this on multiple occasions casting here in Champions League. Game 1, again, only means so much. The stats board, 1,300, points for the side of Thunderbolts, and Nameless pulling in 1,000 there, but 300 only separates them there. That was such a close game. You can't really tell who's taking this whole series based off the first game, because anyone can come around into game 2 and really prove you wrong there.
Full team effort as well. I mean, with Nameless seeing those individuals oh so close in the point totals, especially when they're brand new. I mean, I think that bodes well for the evening, but game 1 going to Thunderbolts. One of my biggest curiosities is from game 1 to game 2, the team that took the L, how do they respond? I mean, it's an opportunity and a situation with Nameless. Sometimes they may very well just kind of shrug the shoulders and think, oh gosh, what are we going to do? We went out there, we went to an OT, we came up short, and you better believe the Thunderbolts not going to go away from that bully ball over the course of the entirety of this series. But hey, I gotta ask though, what did you think there of Midnight? I thought they did an expert job out there, defensive style of their own.
I mean, definitely, looking at the roster early game there in the pre-show, you look at it and you see a number, and it's a relatively low number for the lobby that we are sitting in here right now. But then you look at the gameplay, and Midnight has come out and really proven themselves to be a great pickup here. It's Daniel. A little bit low boost there, lets that one kind of go across there and opts for the control play instead. Beats two, gets it down the field to Ivy. This could be a dangerous position, but yeah, no, like I said, Midnight has kind of come out and been a very consistent player for this team, a great third player and a great support.
And there's something I was having the opportunity to, well, just a moment, I'll take the opportunity to appreciate what Ivy had just provided, and ultimately Alacia. 1, 2, 3 play, but the third, not the individual that Nameless would have enjoyed. 402 left to go in this one, but just picking back on the previous thought. When I had the conversation with Der Kommissar, that is Ufen out there, I mean, he said, not really sure what Midnight is going to be able to provide, but just needs to play a defensive role. Most certainly has done that. So, I mean, heck of a pickup here by Nameless here in the early going. Obviously, we don't know how the series is gonna go, but I mean, Midnight providing a lot. Like you said, it's a low number, but bang for your buck kind of situation, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, like, when you look at maybe a team like Reapers, with Drew on there, who's, I mean, rated as what would be equivalent to a Diamond 2. But, I mean, in reality, when you see him come out on the pitch and the gameplay is just very aggressive, going for those demos in the backline and securing quite a few of them, really disrupting the defensive plays, it really makes him a great pickup. And there's a lot of different things that make someone a great pickup. It's why I don't want to discount any low ranks or low salaries, before they actually have a chance to show themselves in exactly what they're capable. This one flying through the defense, nobody there really to put a stop to it, and it's going to be a bit of an awkward situation for Thunderbolts to kind of try and confirm as it just kind of sits there.
Yeah, and again, the curiosity, another curiosity that I have is how is the ping situation going to affect Nameless? Ultimately, what will affect Nameless? Absolutely gorgeous defense there by Cut, most certainly. I says, hey, you want to give all the love over there to Nameless with regards to defense. Shine the spotlight a little bit my way if you don't mind. And I was talking about, the mechanical ability of Nishi. Not being given much room to show it off, but as Ivy, 3 shots, 2 goals, as we sit exactly at halftime, and Thunderbolts up 2, but we know what happened last time.
I was going to say, it looks like Ivy just got a little jealous there as you were talking about Nishi's mechanical ability, had to show off a little bit of their own, and Ivy pinging one off the backboard and doubling it in. That's pretty great mechanical ability. Ivy showing exactly why they're the great pickup here for Thunderbolts, playing off Daniel's plays and cuts, setups very, very well. Nishi now with a little bit of an opportunity, but doesn't rush it. Opts to try and play for the control play, but that might be a little bit of a mistake. And Ivy, with their placement, puts a third one in.
And tip him if you got him, it is the hat trick. Now, the interesting thing here as well, you look at the rank composition, right? You've got a pair of GCs, the Diamond 2 out there in Midnight. Meanwhile, you've got the champs at a GC, and some people think, low ranks, not going to be able to accomplish a lot. To be able to get to champ and be successful in champ, you have to be consistent. You have to have fundamentals set in. It's not sexy, but if you can be where you need to be, if your game sense is S tier, I mean, you can walk away with a lot of dubs as a result of that. And right now, I mean, it has been simple and effective. It's been the bumps, it's been the demos, and just great team plays here. And it seems like there has been an individual in both games thus far who has been able to step up. Individuals, not just relying on one person.
Yeah, it's not relying on one person per se, but Ivy definitely coming out here and trying to make an impact is one of those things. I see a lot of players that are want to make an impact, but then they don't try to make an impact, if that makes sense. They kind of just sit back, or they play a little bit too passive. Ivy's right now is playing the right mix of passive and aggressive, and it's allowing the lower rated members of Cut and Daniel to sort of play around that a little bit easier, get boost, go to the open space that's being opened by these, a little bit more aggressive plays that are coming out from Ivy. And it's kind of keeping, Nameless here on the back foot here in their own corner.
Yeah, and it's rough because they're trying to find any kind of, they're just trying to get off their half of the pitch, and far easier said than done, as they have been held scoreless in this one, which in and of itself, I mean, that has to I just feel absolutely terrible saying, hey, we were actually able to get on the board, able to take it into overtime, courtesy of 3, but now it is constant denial. 3 on the board for the opposition, actually adding to the 4 they had, courtesy of OT, but 3 in regulation both times around. So again, it's the chem that I think we anticipated from Thunderbolts. They're looking comfy out there. They have had multiple weeks with this roster, and again, just right now, Nameless, they're looking for, I mean, just kind of that immediate magic, and certainly there have been opportunities, but now you're going to be in a situation with Nameless where you're going to need the reverse sweep to be able to get the dub. Most certainly doable. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen it here in Champions League, but I mean, based on what we're seeing here, friend, I mean, Thunderbolts are doing, and just to step back, talk about what we were talking about before, what they are supposed to do.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that's a little bit uncomfortable for for Thunderbolts, or for sorry, my bad, for Nameless here, as they try to battle back in a reverse sweep situation, but you can't you can't do much short of like basically a full mentality switch for these folks. And at 2 games down, that's a really tall order for, I don't know, pretty much any team. I don't know how you just reset the mental and go into this like you have no games on your record whatsoever and just kind of play your art out, but they're gonna have to here.
All right. So, like I said, any good movie needs a little bit of tension, and it looks like the coach himself, the commissar, el jefe, whatever you want to call him, has had enough. Says, Alicia, I need you to step to the sideline. Let's see what I can provide. And hey, at the end of the day, shots, attempted shots on it are attempted shots on it. Mean that you're getting up to the opposition side of the pitch, and I mean, Ufin's out here. We know what he is capable of with regards to at least getting the ball around the vicinity of the goal, and admittedly that would have been a step in the right direction last time around.
Well, the step in the right direction is,
sir.
I was going to say, a step in the right direction is exactly what Ufin's going to accomplish getting out here on the pitch. Not even, 20 seconds expire on the clock, and he's immediately finding one in the back of the net. That's the captain for you, exactly coming out for Nameless and getting the first blood here in the game 3.
Says, I guess at the end of the day, you want to get something done, I'll have to do it myself. And one thing that I do appreciate about Ufin, I mean, jokes around here, of course, prominent, and a great sense of humor he does have about him, but has really been working to improve. His mechanics have improved, his confidence has improved. Typically a ground player and a 1v1 aficionado at that, so the ground game's on point, but as far as being effective from the air, that had been a real challenge for him, but it's great to see him continue to improve in that form and fashion. But right now, starting to see an early reverse of fortune here for Nameless, up 1-0. Daniel looking to get that touch, but denial by Midnight, and even though pressed up against their own net, Nameless has something cooking, but taking that pan off the oven. So by all means, I got a little something for you. Did you know, have you not seen the goal explosion? Anyone can cook, and right now, anyone is Ivy.
I mean, Ivy, congratulations. You might be one of the most accurate shooters here in Champions League. Almost every single one of these shots in this series has just been towards the net, and if not, it has been in. And Ivy trying to secure another one, but Ufin, El Capitan coming in immediately, turning around and saying, no, let's slow this down a little bit. I don't particularly need to be, off this tied game so soon. But, they will be struggling to get this out of their own corner, and Ivy on full boost might be looking to secure another one. No, Midnight on the back line. That beautiful brick line, that brick wall defense coming out from Nishi and the gang. I don't know, this is definitely a bit of a different game than we saw last, Monkey.
It is. And to be fair, right now, backs up against the wall. If you are Nameless, like, hey, you want to go to the playoffs? Great. You want to win this series? Great. You have to go out there and actually win, and that is something that this crew, Nameless, that they have not been able to do thus far. We are officially game 3 into this series, needing the reverse sweep to get the dub. Serve up, but Ufin, I think, go flying into the wild blue yonder, but as the orange side of the pitch is Daniel from on high, going for the musty, but is popped away as Midnight passing out the demo memo, trying to return the violence that the opposition has been able to provide, and it really seems like, especially with Ivy, it's the belief that it is a matter of time. I've used the term Thanosian in the past, that they are inevitable. And it's hard to argue based on what we've seen thus far this series. But Nishi, the kickback there. There is Daniel lying in wait, going to be able to get a critical save. As Nishi, again, getting a little bit more room. And if Nishi gets that room, Zan, it could be curtains for the opposition.
I was going to say, Nishi is one of those names that I've seen and heard around this league quite a few different times in a lot of different conversations, but I don't particularly know a lot about this individual myself. But it's been a great showing here for on the side of Nameless for Nishi. You know, really kind of coming out and trying to make these plays happen, take the control over the game and really set the pace. But unfortunately, this Thunderbolts roster and Daniel and Ivy, as speaking of Daniel, secures another one for his team, just really setting the pace in every single one of these games so far.
Yeah, and you were looking at Cut, you were looking at Ivy especially popping him. And then, oh, by the way, here's Daniel over here, ready to make a statement. Now, that being said, Nameless, buck 59 left to go. Plenty of time, but still, hey, look, are you especially shocked that someone named Daniel is going to step up in clutch moments?
I'm not at all surprised. Daniel is one of those players that we have seen on multiple occasions. Yet again, finding his clutch factor in the right moments, closing this one out in stylish fashion as he dunks that one into El Capitan Ufen, securing themselves a bit of a demanding 2-goal lead. I mean, 3 is the most we've seen them, no, 4 is the most we've seen them score, so we may have an opportunity to see them, you know, put a little bit more offensive prowess onto the pitch and expand this goal margin, or we may actually see Nameless turn around and secure 2 to tie this up.
I guess the question, possibly on everybody's mind, certainly on mine, do we see a rename of Ivy to Beast Mode at this point?
That is a great question. That is a great question. Daniel, oh my goodness. Daniel with the read off the ceiling there, gets the double, but doesn't get the flip reset. That felt like he was robbed there. I'm not going to lie.
Nishi swatting away as Ivy just, again, it is a matter of time to clock the absolute arch nemesis of Nameless at this point. Send away, and right now, I'd say a little bit of keep away with assistance from Physics at this point, just needing to kill less than a minute of time. Thunderbolts will be able to walk away with a sweep. Again, it's so difficult to get that chemistry going, as I mentioned a little bit earlier on. And I think that's what we're seeing right here. I think we saw a Hail Mary and a fine effort. What we saw from Midnight there early on was encouraging. What I know that Nishi can accomplish is fantastic, but I don't know how much time these folks have been able to get together. I mean, when you're just getting a roster together, though, there's only so much you can do, especially this far into the season.
100%. I mean, it's definitely difficult because a lot of these teams, like Daniel and Ivy and Cut, you know, they've had at least 3 weeks to sort of get these you know, jitters out and the kinks worked out as they find another one here. I was gonna say find the goal, get it into another position where they are basically just putting the nail in the coffin here. It's not a lot that Nameless can do at 7 seconds, but they did put up a great effort, I will say. It's just not the chemistry, not quite, you know, making the chemical reactions happen.
Yeah, and things are looking especially sparkly here around Utopia Coliseum, as this one is in fact done and dusted. Thunderbolts able to get the sweep. Again, Nameless right there in the early going with that overtime loss. I think really, if they were going to take this series, it had to be there. And I'm also going to point out the fact, if you go back and watch Nishi, if that ball hadn't touched the ground, they would have had that game 1 victory. So, I mean, one might argue that it was from that point things just started spiraling down. So again, credits to the Thunderbolts, though. They went out there. They were supposed to get this victory. They got the victory. You never really get a whole heck of a lot of credit for doing what you're supposed to do. You only get the trash talk if, in fact, you lose. But at the end of the day, Thunderbolts doing what they need to do. Congrats.
Yeah, it's a well-fought victory for Thunderbolts there. Nameless definitely, you know, coming out to play, but just unfortunately not finding the exact plays that they were looking for. They were setting things up. They were really trying to get it down the field, but Thunderbolts, it just felt like every single time a cat with a ball of yarn there, just kind of batting it away, sending it right back down the field. Believe we will be looking for our interviews here as we have Daniel, Cut, and Zaka all coming in for an interview here. Welcome in, folks. Thank you guys for coming on in for a interview. How'd you guys do today? I mean, the mentality felt pretty good, especially coming off a unfortunate loss last week. How do you guys think you fared? Did you guys expect to do this, or was this kind of surprising for you?
I'll let you take that one. That's all you.
Yeah, really? Okay. Uh, we played great. Mentality was great. I was not expecting to play, not gonna lie, but someone here had their PC break like an hour before the game.
Oops.
Not gonna lie.
I'm sorry, bro.
Eh, and I haven't played the game for like 3 days or something. The only thing I did is we'll play 1 6 minutes, like 20 minutes.
Well, I guess that's
Oh.
a good that's I mean that's the best warm up you're probably gonna get at this point. I mean, especially if you weren't planning on playing there, but you definitely came out and played a great support role there and secured your team some great shots in the clutch, especially in that game 3. Monkey, any specific things that you noticed during this game that you wanted to ask him about?
Well, one thing I am curious about, ZC. I know you're very familiar with both Nishi, Ufan. I mean, you've seen
Basically the
Alicia, of course.
roster.
Basically, the roster, new and old. To be fair, what did you anticipate coming out in this one? Is this about what you expected? Did you expect better, worse? What are your thoughts?
Um, I personally thought they were gonna be a little better due to Midnight, their low style. He can play a lot better than his salary at times. So I felt if he had played a lot better, I mean, I'm not saying he played bad, but if he had played like extraordinary, I think they could have played a lot better, a lot higher of a threat.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I guess the other question that I have for you guys, one that I really, really love to like kind of let sit in people's brains. Looking ahead at the schedule, any maybe division rivals that you guys are kind of excited about going up against soon, or anybody that you're kind of maybe a little bit worried about?
Yes,
I want my
sir.
look back on most hated.
We want our look back a fucking lag.
That was zero hesitation. I will say that was absolutely zero hesitation there from ZC. Is there a little bit of I don't know, history or personal connection with that most hated matchup there?
It dropped me preseason.
Ooh, yeah, definitely gonna have to go ahead and get your revenge there. So that's a bit of a revenge arc in the making. 100%. Monkey, I'll give you any last words there, any last questions you got to leave these folks off on though.
I mean, I think overall is really really impressive. I know you guys were having some ping spikes. I think that was going across the board. Did that affect you guys too much in this one? I saw you a few times. You were kind of staying back when that was a bit of an issue. Was that a communication you were having with the rest of the team?
Yeah,
Or did it really?
yeah, of course. Like I always communicate. Like I just kind of have terrible internet, and so anytime that happens, of course,
Spectrum
I'm just
internet.
like,
Out of
guys.
curiosity? No. Okay.
No, not Spectrum, but
Okay.
Nez.
this is bad.
Spectrum can suck it. I hate them so much. I will say that live on broadcast.
It's just a guess.
You're not alone there.
Well, I do want to say I appreciate you guys for joining us for the post game interviews, and thank you guys for giving us the wonderful, wonderful gameplay to cast going into today. And absolutely congratulations on your guys' win. We look forward to seeing what comes out of you guys for the next few weeks as we get into the playoffs here soon.
Thank you.
All right, we will go ahead and get them moved out of here, and we will go ahead and hop off ourselves. Monkey, I do appreciate you guys, you for stopping in. It's always a pleasure whenever you're around. You always brighten up the broadcast with your voice and your experience and your candor, specifically. Is there anywhere that the people might be able to find you if they don't know already?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on YouTube. Monkey Shines TV. Looking to cast the RLCS EU 1v1 event tomorrow, kicking off at 12 p.m. Eastern. Love to see each and every one of you. Many of you are over there, and if nothing else, like, hey, there's some back and forth. A little bit of good natured ribbing, but if we can all come together under one banner, it appears to be that we are not fans of Spectrum Internet Services.
Yes.
So there you go.
We will always we will band together to fight against the inequities of Spectrum Internet. As always, though, thank you guys for stopping in for this matchup tonight. Specifically, Thunderbolts versus Nameless was a wonderful game to watch, and it was a wonderful game to cast for you guys. Don't go anywhere, though, because we do have at 8 p.m. we have 1NE versus LSV, as well as 9 p.m. we have Twisted versus Duality. Both of those are going to be very interesting matchups, so don't go anywhere. We will be back for those in a little bit. I believe I will be casting at least one of those, and we'll have a bunch of your other favorite casters going ahead to make sure that you guys are all entertained and all taken care of. So make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be back at 8 o'clock tonight. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you guys in a little bit.